You may have noticed that I tend to review a wide variety of games on my channel. While it might be better to focus on one type of game, I am a fan of games in general, and I try not to let genres I haven't enjoyed in the past prevent me from trying new things. In that regard, Hadean Tactics is a roguelike game that popped up on my Steam queue and caught my interest due to being a fusion of genres I've played before: deck building and auto chess or auto battling. I hadn't seen this combination before, and while I'm not the biggest fan of auto battlers, I chose to check it out because I was curious how these systems would interact given the inherent random elements of both genres. As mentioned previously, Hadean Tactics is a roguelike deck-building auto-battler where the narrative line is that you're helping fate reclaim hell from their wrathful son, Luciferos. In order to reach him, you must defeat his 6 children and collect their wings of hell. Should you succeed in defeating Luciferos, your reward is a chance to return to the world of the living to resolve any unfinished business from your untimely death. While this narrative line isn't terribly compelling, it is also not very front and center, but there are endings to be seen with each character. The main gameplay of Hadean Tactics will be familiar to anyone who's played a roguelike deck-building game before. In fact, much of the game can be directly compared to Slay the Spire, for better or worse. You begin a run by selecting a specific hero with a specific pool of cards available. Once you begin, you traverse a branching path of nodes that ends with a boss fight. Each node has typical resolutions, such as regular or elite combat and shops, but there's also a node specifically for drafting or upgrading units for your auto-battling party. Throughout your journey, you obtain cards for your deck, consumable runes that affect combat, and relics that provide various persistent bonuses throughout your run. Each hero has mastery levels that increase with experience earned from runs, and higher mastery levels unlock additional cards and relics to find. One thing that I found interesting was how each hero has a total of 3 variants that are unlocked as you reach higher mastery levels. These variants offer an altered experience by changing stats and offering a new pool of alliances that can be chosen when upgrading your hero, which I'll speak more on soon. The second pillar of Hadean Tactics is drafting and upgrading units to use in the auto-battle portion of the game. There is a wide variety of units with different stats, alliances, and skills. You have a set party size that can be increased as you continue your run, and any units that cannot actively be in battle are kept on your bench. Alliances provide passive beneficial effects, and having multiple units of the same alliance will often enhance the effect. The main method of obtaining units is hiring them from shops or at banner nodes that appear on the map. Banner nodes allow you to draft a new unit to your party from a random pool, or upgrade a unit already in your possession. Upgrading lets you choose from a pool of alliances specific to the unit, with each alliance improving different stats and teaching or empowering a skill. You are guaranteed an upgrade of your hero at the beginning of each new area, and understanding the pool for your hero will make some units more valuable than others. Each unit has a different skill associated with their available alliances, meaning different units with the same alliances will not always have the same skills. Skills on units are used automatically when their mana is full, and all units have a base mana generation rate. Combat in Hadean Tactics combines the auto-battling and deck-building mechanics into a single experience. Encounters begin with a tactical phase, where you draw your first hand of cards and are able to select and rearrange units on your side of a square divided grid. After clicking the button to begin combat, your units can no longer be moved and will begin moving and attacking of their own accord. From this point, each turn by default consists of 7 seconds of auto-battling, where you're able to play cards from your hand. Again, typical of the genre, you also have a pool of energy to use to play cards that each have energy costs. The current turn ends when the timer finishes, pausing combat, discarding your current hand and drawing a new one, and replenishing your energy. While it initially appears that you can only play cards when a turn begins, you are able to pause the timer and play cards at any point during the countdown, which does enable more tactical use of cards and runes. The timer will also automatically pause when you draw a card you're able to play during your turn, ensuring you don't miss an opportunity that may present itself. The auto-battling is also expected of the genre, with units typically attacking the closest unit within their attack range, but this behavior was not always consistent in my experience. As an additional means of control, each unit also has a limited number of manual action charges for each encounter that can be used to reposition or change targets. Combat ends when all units on a particular side are defeated. After defeating the enemy team, any friendly units that were slain will be revived, and units that were used in combat will heal for 10% of their maximum health. Units on your bench also heal at an increased rate, but admittedly I'm not sure of the exact amount. If all of your units in combat are slain, your run ends, even if you have additional units on your bench. There are modifiers that add replayability and challenge, such as solo hero mode, where your hero has additional health and you can't draft units, or hardcore mode, where your run ends if your hero ever dies in battle. While I was initially impressed with the depth created from multiple aspects of the game working together, such as cards, units, and relics, I did find these systems began to feel shallow as I spent more time playing. Cards, units, and relics almost always increase your strength with little to no downside, and it's almost always better to have more of each. In addition, the first 3 areas that make up the core experience have a negligible difficulty in my opinion, while the endgame content after obtaining the 6 Wings of Hell have a massive difficulty spike. Clearing the first 3 areas will count as a victory even if you fail in the endgame content, but given the circumstances, the endgame feels less like a test of skill and more of a test of if you manage to luck into an overpowered build. There's also a custom mode where you're able to make your own hero and deck without class limitations, but I honestly didn't engage with this system much. While this does sound cool at first glance, it exacerbated a confused feeling I had about what exactly the overall vision was for Hadean Tactics. For example, having 3 main heroes with dedicated card pools suggests that there was some attempt to provide balance to the game, but then having the opportunity to create your own hero without class limitations undercuts that implication of a class balance. You're also able to ban up to 3 units from appearing before starting a run, which does reduce getting burned by randomness, but feels contradictory to the inherent randomness in both deck building and auto-battling games. At the end of the day, Hadean Tactics is a game that's easy to start up and play without much commitment. While it is functionally a deck builder and auto-battler, it lacks the nuance that makes the genres engaging in the first place. While I can't say it's an exceptional experience, I've definitely played it more than I initially thought I would, churning through runs without much analysis and still finding combos that feel satisfying and powerful. I think if you're interested in the fusion of genres and novelty that Hadean Tactics offers, it's worth checking out, but there are better deck builders and auto-battlers out there. Thanks for watching, take care, and remember, keep having fun.